Hey guys, it's Statua here. Got a new video for you today. We're going to be going over a major overhaul with the infantry vehicles and behavior of a new CTLD. It's going to be rolling out right away here. Lots of changes with the infantry. We've added a new Swedish pack which includes a whole variety of infantry that we can use in the sim. And you can see them right in front of us here. So we're going to go over the new CTLD loadouts first, and then we'll take a look at how they behave a little bit later. So first up, we've got our standard infantry squad. This is our 8-man squad, starting out with the squad leader carrying the automatic AK-5C rifle, followed by 2 other infantrymen carrying the semi-automatic AK-4, which has a little bit of a longer range. Carrying on, you can see off to the left here, we've got 1 infantryman with a grenadier, a grenade launcher attachment to his AK-5. And what he's able to do with that grenade launcher is he can actually lob them at targets at a decent range, and they will cause grenade explosions. The next guy you can see here, he's carrying a KSP-90, which is a sort of Swedish version of the M249, and he's able to lay down automatic fire with that weapon. This next guy here, he's carrying an AT4 rocket launcher. It's got a decent range on it, about 600 meters I believe, and he's able to take out any light vehicles with that. And then our last 2 guys are also both carrying AK-5s for continued automatic rifleman support. Our next group we have is a fire team. So this is a way to add 4 more troops to your helicopter. Let's say you're in the U-860, which has 12 seats. You load up 8 troops and you want 4 more. You can grab yourself a squad or a fire team, which is going to add 4 more gentlemen to that fight. They're an even balance, 2 AK-5s and 2 AK-4s for decent range and automatic rifle in closer quarters combat. Our next 3 squads we have are specialist squads. So the first one we have here is a support squad. We've got our squad leader with a AK-4 for longer range support, and after him he's got 3 KSP-58 wielding heavy machine guns. These KSP-58s are large caliber 7.62. They're able to do quite a bit of damage to enemy armor, light armor at least. They can take down anything from technicals to BTR-80s with enough sustained fire, and they have a fairly decent range on them. I believe it's about 1 kilometer range. Following that, there are 2 grenadiers, both carrying the AK-5 with the underbarrel grenade launcher, and taking up the rear, just 2 more AK-4 carrying soldiers for increased range. Our next squad we have is an anti-tank squad. So our squad leader's carrying a AK-5. He's followed by 2 riflemen with the AK-4s. And then for our actual anti-tank, we have 2 of the AT4 rocket launcher wielding soldiers. And then you see these 2 gentlemen in the back with their much larger NLAW RBK-57 anti-tank guided missile launchers. And just to give them support, if they get into a firefight with infantry, there is another KSP-90 light machine gunner. Our last support squad we have is our anti-air, and these guys are relatively the same other than that they're supported by the newer infantry. So our squad leader again with the AK-5, 2 riflemen with the AK-4, and then support LMG with the KSP-90. And then our specialists are carrying each with stingers. There's 4 of them, so we have the same amount of anti-air power as we did in previous updates, just with an infantry squad to support them now. Alright, now we have specific specialists. These are special infantry used with scripting that's able to make them do things. So this guy is our JTAC man. He's actually working now, and there's a whole JTAC suite. The JTAC itself is actually quite a bit of a system, so there's going to be a separate video to cover him, and that should be coming up right away here. This JTAC has a range of 10 kilometers. You can place him anywhere. He can move around, and he'll spot and laze targets as you need. The next support squad we have here is a mortar squad. So when you load these guys in the helicopter, you're actually only going to have these 4 dudes in there. They're going to be a bit heavier to counter the weight. Keep in mind that there will be a spotter included as well. Once these guys are on the ground, they're going to be able to move around, and when they're stationary, these 2 mortar tubes are going to pop up, and these mortar tubes are going to be able to engage targets. They can use their own line of sight to engage targets. However, they are more effective when you have a spotter, and in our CTLD they're set up to automatically include a spotter. So as soon as you drop the 4 mortar team operators that you see here, you're going to get a spotter, which is this gentleman. He's going to be forced into your helicopter, and you can take him elsewhere. Now the reason he's not included in the helicopter already is simply because it makes it easier to drop. Because if you drop the 4 mortar team infantry, then you're also going to drop the spotter. So this spotter is just like the JTAC. He's got a range of 10 kilometers, and he's going to spot targets for the mortars and assign the targets, and the mortar team is going to be completely autonomous in that way. So all you have to do is drop the mortar team somewhere, drop the spotter somewhere where he's got good visibility, and he'll call in targets until that mortar team essentially runs out of ammo. Our next specialist group we have is ATGM team. So we've got 3 infantry here, and then their weapon. So when you load these guys, just like the mortar team, you're only going to load the 3 infantry with increased weight to accommodate for the ATGM. They're going to be able to move around. Once they've stopped in a location, they're set up. They're going to set up the ATGM. So this ATGM platform is equipped with the RBS 58, which is the Swedish version of the French Acheron MP ATGM. It has a range of 4 kilometers. However, the launcher only has a detection range of about 3.5 kilometers of that. Our last specialist here is a sniper team. So there's 2 infantry. Just like the other 2, you only load the 2 infantry in the helicopter. And you can't really see them because they're laying down. Alright, here we go. So here's our sniper team. He's carrying the AG-90 Alligator, which is the Swedish variant of the Barrett M82 50 caliber anti-material sniper rifle. This thing packs quite a punch. Obviously kills infantry in the first hit. You can also use it against light armor. Technicals and BTR 80s can be destroyed with a number of shots from this 50 cal sniper. It's got a range of about 1.5 kilometers, and you can detect targets at that range, take them out, and he's pretty good at it. One thing to note about these 3 specialists, they've all got a sort of visibility control system to them. That being, if they are on the ground and they're not shooting, they're actually set to be invisible. They can't be detected by the enemy until the enemy reaches a certain range. So there is different ranges for each of them. I believe the mortars don't actually have this, but the spotter does. So the JTAC and the spotter and the snipers, they're all 200 meters. So as long as they're 200 meters away from something, they won't be seen. And the ATGM is 600 meters before they get spotted. Now, keep in mind, when they start shooting, they increase their visibility, so that's calculated, and it's about 3 times the initial detection. So for the sniper, if he starts shooting, you're looking at 600 meters, so if anybody's within 600 meters, then he'll become visible again, and they can start shooting at him. And the ATGM is 1800 meters, so if he fires and he gets spotted, then he's going to become visible with anything that's 1800 meters or closer to him. One last thing to note with these specialists, if you need to rearm them, such as the mortars, the ATGM, or the sniper team, all you have to do is pick them up. They'll grab the ammo from your helicopter, and you can put them back down, and they'll be rearmed and ready to go. Alright, we'll take a look at our vehicles. There's not too many vehicles by default, however the mission designer is totally welcome to add their own vehicles. Our first vehicles are the MAT Vs, so we have the MAT V with the tow and the MAT V with the MG. Both of these take 2 crates each, and their weights have not changed since the last update. And we have the M939 supply truck for rearming anything you want. And this guy also takes 2 crates, same as before. We've got a couple of buildings as well. This one has been updated with our new infantry, but otherwise it's the same. This is the FARP. So when you build this, it automatically includes the required vehicles for rearming and refueling. It takes 6 crates total to build, and when you build it, it will create a FARP object underneath so you can rearm and refuel at this. It also creates a CTLD zone, so if you want to pick up new crates or new infantry, you can pick them up just by getting close enough to this fob. Our second group here, this hasn't changed much. This is the NA SAM AIM 120 SAM system. So this is a mobile SAM system you can pick up, you can set up, and it also takes 6 crates to build. So let's take a quick look at our CTLD menu system. So I'm just going to pick up, head over to the CTLD area here. So this is a mission you guys can use for training on if you want. And just so you know, the CTLD pickup area is this square in here. We're going to land on the ground and we'll open up our menu and take a look. Alright, so it looks the same as before, except for the menu hierarchy. So once we go to manage troops and you hit load troops, you're going to see a few different options here. You're going to see specialists, a blank option, light vehicles, infantry, and for some reason other. Oh, this is just not supposed to be there. So if you look at the infantry, you've got your standard squad, your standard fire team. You've got the support squad, the anti-tank squad, and the manpad squad. If you look at the specialists, you have your JTAC, Mortar team, ATGM team, sniper team, and Anglico. Currently the Anglico is not functioning correctly. We're looking into reasons why it's doing that, and hopefully we'll have a fix soon, plus an updated video including how to use that. In our light vehicles, we have a Zodiac, which is a watercraft. It's just a little boat, has a gun on it, looks like a couple insurgent guys in there. Maybe one day we'll find ourselves a mod that actually has a Zodiac in there, but for now that's what we're using for the Zodiac. And you can take it, deploy it over water, and it'll behave the same way as infantry would. And in this blank one, this is a placeholder. This is the mortar spotter. So if you really did need to get a mortar spotter alone, you can grab them from here. However, you typically do not need to grab the mortar spotter from this menu. Moving on to our crates. So we've got 3 different categories. We've got equipment, so we have our FOB and FARP. You can see it requires 6 crates, and same with the NASAM system. For vehicles, we have our MAT V tow, MAT VMG, and our M939 supply crate. And for sling loads, we have a number of new crates. So let's go take a look at those crates right now. We've got our barrels. This is your standard fuel barrels. We've got net cargo. We've got our ammunition. And we have a inflatable fuel barrel. These are all sling loads. They don't do anything. They just look cool. So as a mission designer, you can add them and say you just need to bring these certain sling loads to this objective. Just because they're called sling loads doesn't actually mean you have to sling load them. You can internally load these crates. However, they do have the capabilities of being underslung in your helicopter. We've got the new addition. A couple new additions here. So we've got the L118 light artillery gun and the Humvee. The Humvee is not functional. It's inert. It's again just a sling load. So if you as a mission designer want the Humvee to do stuff, you're gonna have to set that up in your triggers. And then we have the ISO container. So let's take a look, just kind of show you how these sling loads are going to work. So if I do get crate and I want to grab the Humvee, you can see the Humvee's over there. And then if I go to my cargoes, I can set the cargo up, and we can actually go and grab it right now.
Left 5, forward 3, in position. You are hooked.
So now we got
The line is tight.
now we've got our
Load is
sling load
hanging
underneath,
steady. Take it away.
and we can go ahead and just fly around.
The load is swinging forward up. 5, on the ground. Really?
Okay, enough of that. Let's take a look at the functionality of these troops. So in this training area, we've got various sections you can go and operate in. So let's take a look at our specialty infantry groups first. So I've got two areas here. I've got a support area and an anti-tank area. So let's take a look at our anti-tank guys first here. I'm just going to use Game Master to inject these troops here, and they'll behave the same way as if you were dropping them with your helicopter. So we have our anti-tank squad, and they're set up with waypoint zones. So after you drop them inside the circles, they're going to move along the purple line and head towards that attack marker. So these anti-tank troops, keep in mind, if they're moving through forests or densely populated cities, they have a high chance of killing themselves by shooting rockets into walls and trees. They're just not all that smart with them, so just be careful where you use the anti-tank guys. They're really good if you set them as a sort of ambush position where they can attack vehicles afterwards. So the single shot that you hear there, that's the AK-5 or AK-4 single shot rifleman. There we go. One of our ATGMs is shooting, and the other one shot, killing both of those vehicles pretty much immediately. So our AT4 guys are just going to have nothing to shoot at right now. So they're still shooting at the infantry down there, but we're going to take a look at the support troops now. So let's go to our support guys. We're going to drop them down. They're going to attack this group of infantry plus 1 technical. These guys are much more effective when they're in the tight quarters area. If you're in cities, forests, and stuff, they're really effective here. So if you're looking at engaging light vehicles or infantry inside these tight areas, the support squad is much more suitable for doing that. So we'll just skip ahead to where they get to this open area. Alright, so this is where they're going to have their firefight. You can see the LMG guys are already setting up. Got a few guys around here, another one on the other side of the building. Looks like he probably already fired his round. Just speed this up a bit here. So you can see now the LMG guys have actually taken care of the technical with their 7.62 rounds. And it looks like there's not a whole lot of enemy infantry left here. Got 2 LMG guys left, as well as a couple riflemen. Oh no, another LMG guy and a rifleman. Whether they come or not is up to them and how much DCS systems they have on board. And there we go. So one support infantry squad has eliminated two enemy infantry squads and a technical. They did take a little bit moderate losses, but for the most part, they're all still alive. Same thing with our anti-tank guys. They've taken care of those two vehicles and the two infantry squads in the area. Alright, let's take a look at our specialists now. So we'll start out with a sniper. So as you see here, we got our two infantry that we dropped on the ground. They're going to move into position. And then once they're in position, they're going to set up the sniper. So there's the sniper team. You can see them turning to the target. And they're already engaged. So let's go take a look at what he's shooting at. So it looks like he's shooting at this this vehicle here. He's fairly accurate, and he's almost 1.5 kilometers away where he is there. He's destroyed one vehicle. Now he's working on this other one. Alright. Now let's see if he takes care of this infantry here. Sounds like he's already shooting at him. He's got one of them. We'll speed up time here just for the sake of watching this. Another one. Another one. And another one. So he may not see these last two infantry. If I get them to just move a little bit here. He's got that one guy, and he's got one left. And he's hit him. Alright. So that is our sniper team. One more thing about him. If we want him to move, we can just... he's not going to be able to move. He doesn't have any sort of ability to move. But if we move his team, the two guys here, he's going to get picked up. And they'll move. And then he'll get set down again. Alright, let's take a look at our ATGM team. So we've got 4 vehicles on the move. They're moving because they're a little easier to detect when they are moving. So it just works a little bit better that way. Put our team down on the ground. We've got our 3 infantry. They're going to move into position here. And then set up the ATGM. And, oh, he is already ready to go. You can see our ATGM already on the way. And there goes the third one. Boom. Just like that, he's taken out 3 BTRs. Just like the sniper team, if I want to reposition him, I can start moving the guys. He'll get picked up. And then once they're in position, he'll get put back down on the ground and can start shooting again. Alright, this last one, this is the mortar team. They're a little more complicated, but they're also quite automated. So we've got a group of infantry way out in the field here. It's going to be 4 kilometers from the mortar position and 6 kilometers from the spot position. So we're going to put down our mortar team. So we've got our 4 infantry here on the mortar team. They're going to set up. They take a little longer to set up than the other guys, but they get set up pretty quickly here. And we've got our 2 mortars on the ground, and they're now ready for assignment. Without the spotter, there's not much they can do, so we're going to put our spotter in. Looks like he may have gotten stuck. Sometimes this happens. If he does get stuck, just pick him up, put him back down again. But we're just going to override that. So put him in his position. You can see he's got a target. Has ID on stationary target. Request fire from a mortar team for engagement. So, one thing to note here is that they will only engage stationary targets. So if there's something moving on the ground, they're not going to shoot it. They're going to watch it. They're going to give it about 30 seconds to keep an eye on it. And if it hasn't moved in 30 seconds, then they're going to call in a mortar barrage. So you can see that he's requested fire from mortar team 662, which is the one that we dropped, and they're going to respond opening fire and request a target with 10 shells. ETA to impact is 60 seconds. Now, they haven't shot yet. So we're just going to wait. They're going to aim to the target. They take about 30 to 60 seconds to get set up here, just to dial in their mortars. And then once they start opening fire, you'll get messages about that too. Or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes they do not. But it appears that they're not opening or giving the messages now. They are shooting, which is good. And we can take a look at where the shots are supposed to be landing here. Oh, and a direct hit. Absolutely fantastic. And then you'll see they're ready for a new assignment, and they're ready to go again. I believe the mortars have 32 shots per mortar, which is quite a bit, but they will run out eventually. You can leave them a M939 ammo truck to keep them rearmed, or you can pick them up, they'll rearm off your helicopter, and you can put them back down again. Alright, so that pretty much covers all of our new infantry and their specialists and their behaviors. This mission is going to be available. You guys can jump in. There's going to be 3 helicopters you can pick from. You could choose the Mi-8, UH-1, or UH-60. Any of those will work. And they'll spawn at the helipads here. You can grab your troops from the loading area. You could fly out and deploy the different types of troops in the different drop zones here. I hope to see you guys use these new infantry to their best of their abilities, and just remember, it's not about what weapons you have on board, it's about what you're carrying in the back.